As far as the first story we have today, it has to do with Triple H not being the biggest fan of a specific act on Monday Night Raw, but now, I guess you could say, the act growing on them, as this news just come from WrestleVotes via Louis Dangor and Give Me Sport. It's been claimed that the game wasn't initially sold on the idea of Judgment Day after taking over WWE Creative, but since they have grown on him. As such, Judgment Day are expected to be staying as a heavily featured act on WWE television for the foreseeable future, as WrestleVotes stated, quote, I know back in late July or early August, whenever the whole shift happened, from what I was told, Hunter wasn't really cool with Judgment Day. Not personally, but he just didn't like the idea. But since he's grown behind it, and I think that they're going to be around for longer than anticipated. The article also goes on to state that the turning point seemed to be the inclusion of Dominic Mysterio. Yes, Dominic joining Judgment Day is what Triple H ended up liking, or at least that was the time when he goes, oh, yeah, these guys are actually working. So I like it. I think Judgment Day is a great stable. Them against the OC has been really good, but yeah, them against the OC has been really good, but you also have to think about what could be next for them. Do they beat the OC and move on to bigger and better things? Or does the OC beat them? They have to take a step back. They have to regroup and so forth. I think, and nothing against AJ, nothing against the returning Good Brothers or Mia Yim, I think they win as far as the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day wins whatever this final finality feud, whatever, if it's War Games or not, is going to be. And then they parlay that into maybe Finn going for the U.S. title against Seth. And then other things, maybe Dominic. We already seen the tease of Rhea going for Bianca. So maybe Dominic and Damian Priest can go for the tag titles as well, whether that's the Usos or the New Day coming out of tonight's SmackDown. But I really like Judgment Day. I think they've grown. I think we've seen a lot more out of Dominic since joining Judgment Day. But Luke, what do you think of Judgment Day and Triple H finally getting behind the group?
I mean, yeah, I like Judgment Day as well. You can do a lot of like storyline with them, like them versus the OC is already like great storyline. I mean, eventually they're gonna do like Dominic versus Ray, maybe towards like SummerSlam. But and then right now, I'd say like maybe after the OC one, you could do maybe just them helping Rhea try to win the Raw Women's title.
Right.
Is what I would say.
I mean, I like that because she's been trying to help them so much. Now they give it back to her. That's not a bad idea as far as them helping.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But could that then lead to Bianca needing backup and getting the Street Profits to help her against them? Just a thought.
Maybe. I could definitely see why like Triple H didn't really like the like Judgment Day thing because he's always been a big Finn Balor guy. He really likes Damian Priest as well. So maybe he just wanted to like split them up and turn them into singles guys again.
Maybe.
But I mean, yeah, like Judgment Day has grown on everybody now.
Oh yeah.
Now that Dominic's in the group, it's gotten really interesting.
It's weird to say that right there. They've grown since Dominic joined. Like what? People weren't cool on a group with Finn Balor and Damian Priest until Dominic Mysterio entered the fold. Like that's just the weird thing to say, but it's kind of true. And nothing like, oh, I don't think it's that Dominic was the turning point himself. I just think adding that one final layer that the group needed, and it just happened to be Dominic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see where this all goes. We've got Survivor Series and War Games. I mean, they could, but something in my mind says they're not going to be involved in the War Games match, and that the men's War Games match is going to be for SmackDown and the Bloodline. That's just my thought. I don't have any news or info on that, but it just feels like Bloodline's going to be involved in something, and I doubt it's the Bloodline versus Judgment Day. So, plus Judgment Day would need to add 2 more men because it'd be 5-on-5. I don't know. But no, I don't think they're involved in. We just saw the or the 6-man tag. We don't need that again. Like we just saw it at Crown Jewel. So I don't know what direction they go now with the OC, whether it's mixed 8 8-man tag or 8-on-8, whatever you want to do with Mia and Rhea. But I hope that they don't, what's the word I'm looking for, go away anytime soon. I like Judgment Day as a group. And even as a group, as we've seen in the past, you can branch certain people off to do singles things. Like I said, have Finn go off and try to go for the U.S. title, but then you still have Damian and Dominic going for maybe the tag titles, or just building themselves up as a tag team, because we haven't seen the different layers that this group can do. We've just seen them as a 4-man unit. But now you can start piecing things in and shuffling people different ways, but still keep the group together. Kind of like Undisputed Era back in NXT back in the day.
Yeah, and like the other question is like, if you were to break them up, like how would you really do it? Like, if would someone lose a match and then everyone just like goes their separate ways, or like that's the question right there.
Well, I mean, one way to get Dominic out is Dominic versus Ray, and if Ray wins, Dom's got to leave the group. I mean, that's one way to get Dominic out. Other than the others, I don't know. Someone screws up and they turn on him, like with Edge a little bit, but he really didn't screw up. That's a tough one, how you break the group up. It's always tough on how do you break up a group.
I mean, like, I like Judgment Day, and we'll see where this goes. We'll see how much longer they keep the group. I would say maybe like a little bit after WrestleMania, I would say.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would have, like I said, I would have Finn go for that U.S. title, maybe even Finn versus Seth at WrestleMania if Seth's still the champion, with like Judgment Day trying to help him, and Seth, the big baby face, can either fall or prevail.